Hello everyone, my name's Itamar Blauer, and in this video I'm going to give you a little introduction into search engine optimization, or SEO. So what is SEO and how does it work? So this video is going to cover what SEO is, how search engines work, some algorithm update information, some must-have tools and Chrome extensions that you can use, how to develop a general SEO strategy, and the required mindset that you need to have. So let's begin with what is SEO. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. Now, if we take a look here, we can see that in any results listing from Google, you'll notice that you've got some ads at the top and sometimes right at the bottom of the page. And this is what is known as PPC, or pay-per-click. And you've got SEO, which is the organic listings that are below the ads. Now, why is SEO important? SEO is important because when you consider the click-through rate, which is essentially the percentage of people that click on any particular ranked listing, so if it's in position 1, 2, or 3, you can see that most people will click on the first organic result, and then this percentage starts to decrease as you go down the listings on page 1. And you might have heard this quote before, which is the best place to hide a dead body is on the second page of Google search. Now, how is Google going to know what to rank where when you consider certain search terms that people type in that have millions of results? Well, let's take a look first at how search engines work. So there are three key components within how search engines work, and that's the crawling, indexing, and ranking of results. So you start off with a search spider, and it's going to crawl web pages all across the web, and then it will be able to place them in an index based on the relevancy that it's associated with what it has crawled. And then after, when it's on the index, you'll be able to send data to the algorithm, so the ranking algorithms, and then they're able to also fetch data when people and users are putting in queries, and that's how these search results are returned to them to best match what it is that they were searching for. And there are ways for users to essentially manipulate how and if crawlers can actually access certain pages on a website, and you can do that through the robots.txt on your website. So you're able to select the user agents and essentially the crawlers, and you can choose whether to give them permission to crawl certain web pages or deny them access to crawl them. And you can also check your robots.txt for yourself to see if there's any errors using the robots.txt tester. So going back to the question, which is how does Google know what to rank and where? There are a couple of things to keep in mind. The first one is considering on-page SEO, which is all about the relevancy between the URL or domain for that search term with the content that is on that particular page. The other part is off-page SEO. So we're talking here about the trustworthiness of the URL or the domain, and a lot of that can be funneled in through things such as backlinks. And the third piece of the puzzle is technical SEO, which is what I kind of mentioned before, which is all about how easy is it for search engine crawlers to find and access your website. Does your website load quickly? That kind of stuff. So let's talk a little bit about algorithm updates, because search engines change all the time. And back in the day, if you wanted to rank for any kind of term, you would essentially create a page for it, and you would funnel thousands and thousands of links with direct anchor text that point to the domain or the page that you want to rank for, and then you'll be able to rank for it within a week. And that was a very common black hat SEO tactic back in the day. But nowadays, we can see how much Google's algorithm has evolved, from your Panda Penguin updates to RankBrain, the Medic updates, and BERT. So you can see over time there's going to be a shift, and Google is essentially trying to make sure that it's future-proofing the results that it gives to users so that everyone searching has the best experience possible and gets what it is that they're looking for. And obviously, you can't get penalized by Google if you don't have a website, but if you're watching this, most likely you're going to be affiliated with some kind of website, or you might be interested in starting your own. So let's have a quick look at some must-have SEO tools and some free Chrome extensions that you might want to use. Now, in terms of SEO tools, there are so many, and this is just a snapshot of some of the ones that you might want to look into or you might be familiar with, but you can go ahead and pause this video and just take a look at these different tools if you want to learn more about them. And the same thing here for Chrome extensions. So these are all free extensions that you can get from searching them, and they all do different things. And I do have a video of the best free Chrome extensions for SEO, which you can find in the top right corner of your screen. But you can also pause the video and check out that video as well, and then come back. So once you've done that, we're going to think about how to develop an SEO strategy, and this will be the kind of formula that's applicable for most websites. So the first thing you want to do is you want to audit a website. You want to find out how it's performing and what the opportunities are. So within an audit, you essentially want to check through all of the different areas within SEO. You want to check technical SEO, you want to check the on-page, you want to check off-page, but you also might want to check other things such as the user experience and CRO, so conversion rate optimization, because all of these are essential if you want to have a website that is succeeding. The second step is you want to prioritize the issues. So you can set out a roadmap, and then you can list out the most important activities to focus on first, and then you'll be able to track your progress over time and see how you've developed in terms of that roadmap. And lastly, you want to implement. So you may need a developer sometimes to help you with more technical changes, but essentially you want to be implementing the things that you found and the recommendations that you found for any particular website in order to improve its performance for organic search. And some of the most common SEO issues are listed here. So when we're talking about lack of content or low quality backlinks, if your website loads slowly, poor site architecture, no internal linking, these issues are essentially all around the entire sphere of SEO. So you've got things like your on-page SEO issues, off-page issues, technical issues. So these are some of the common ones, and they include pretty much some from all of these different aspects. Let's talk about the required mindset. So how am I going to prepare myself to become an SEO? And this is really important. And I think when you think big, that's where you can get the most impact. So if you're creative, you can help content stand out from competitors. You can do over and beyond what competitors are doing. And it's important to remember that SEO is subjective. So you'll hear different people telling you different things. And often people don't want to share their secret sauce because they want to keep it to themselves, because these are formulas that they've tried and tested that has worked for them over many years. So the best thing that you can do is create a website and start to experiment for yourself and try different things out. And then you'll see what works and what doesn't in terms of SEO. Of course, you can do lots of research and take online courses to better help your learning and progression. So you can enroll in the Google Digital Garage, which has over 100 courses related to digital marketing disciplines that you can check out. And also there are plenty of blogs and websites and YouTube videos and channels out there where you can learn this kind of stuff. And I've got a lot of SEO content on my channel, as well as other digital marketing content if you want to learn more about these things. So I hope you enjoyed this video about what SEO is and how it works. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like rating below. That would really help me out. And you can follow me or find me at these other places through the links that are there, and there'll be links in the description. If you've got any comments or queries, leave them below. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hey. You've reached the end of this video, but don't worry, there's plenty more great content that you can watch right now. All you have to do is click one of the 2 video links on the left side of the screen. And also, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to never miss out on future uploads.